I grew up in Robeson County in North Carolina in a smaller sub-community in Robeson County. We called it Prospect. And I grew up there, went to high school there, K through 12, and with my parents and a younger sister. And they still live in the area. Growing up, I finished college in the local university, UNC Pembroke. Got my degree in business administration. Worked, got my job locally. I always worked with folks that looked like me in terms of being part of the Lumbee tribe. And I always felt comfortable. But sometimes you need to find those moments when you can be uncomfortable in order to grow. And I was looking for a job, so I did not have a job when I moved here, so which is something I don't do. That's not my personality at all. So I always had a job when I went somewhere. So anyway, it's been a good transition. My concern was my parents. They're in their 80s now, and to leave them was not in the cards by no means, but my mom reassured me they would be okay. I'm a mama's boy. And for her to look at me, she said, well, you know what, Virgil, you always wanted to move to the big city. So if you look at for those of you who may not think Lynchburg's a big city, you should visit my hometown. So, but coming here has been, it's been rewarding, needless to say. Mm-hmm. But being here, the opportunities I've been afforded, connecting with the local Monacan tribe, working with the city, and working here with the University of Lynchburg, those connections have really created relationships that I didn't think I'd ever have. People that don't look like me. I have friends at home that don't look like me in terms of not being Lumbee, but at the same time being in an area where there's no one that identifies as being part of the Lumbee tribe has been sort of an internal struggle. A lot of times you don't really think about it because I know what I need to do for me. I think coming from the Native American community, we always have a barrier, or we're very cautious when people ask you to be a part of something. It's like, what do they want? Is there something they want from me? I feel those barriers need to be somewhat broken down and be actually making it, lend a hand. Say, for instance, like the Monacan tribe, they're local. Create opportunities for them to be at the table in terms of indigenous communities and other indigenous individuals that recognize as indigenous as well. The programs that's here and the opportunities are great. I enjoy opportunities such as going to the festivals, the academy, those shows, and just to be aware that we're here. And it's more than just what you see on a daily basis. There's others here who want to be at the table, and sometimes they're afraid. We're afraid to speak up and say we're here because of being different, and sometimes that difference can keep us from actually speaking up. I had one lady, thinking back now, it's like she looked at me, and it was during the time of when we didn't go to the barbershop at the time. My hair was growing out. It was getting curly, which is odd at the time, which I don't have any on the top. So it looked interesting. But she came up to me and she was like, Virgil, I have a question for you. What are you? I hope I'm not offending you. So I told her, and she was like, oh, okay. And she asked some other questions, of course. And she says, I hope I didn't offend you. I said, no, not at all. I appreciate you asking. Unless you ask, you won't know. So moments like that, once again, it's just, it makes you smile inside and then say, oh, okay, it's going to be okay. Because a lot of times I think with coming from Robeson County, we sort of hide ourselves when we venture out, and to the point of, I hope nobody asks me any questions. Don't ask me anything about where I'm from or who I am. But at the same time, I smile. And when I've often traveled, been to Florida and different places where even in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area, where they thought I was Hispanic, and they would approach me and start speaking their language, and I'm just like, no, that's not me. So, but it's been a learning experience over the years, and I embrace those, and hope I can continue doing what I'm doing, and of course thankful to my parents for helping me along the way as well.